morning, everybody. Hope everybody had a great week. So today we're going to make cream puffs. It's a very light and airy dough filled with fantastic cream. Great thing. It's quick and easy. Doesn't take long to make. So what I'm going to do first is I put 1 cup of water in a pot. Okay, and we're going to take 1 stick. We're going to take actually 1 stick of butter, and we're going to add that to the water. Okay, we're going to put this on the stove and bring it to a boil. Once the butter and the water is boiled, we're going to go to the next step. So while we're waiting for that, we're going to make the cream. So for the cream, 1 second, I'm sorry. Okay, for the cream, we're going to use milk and heavy cream. So, in a bowl, we're going to put 1 cup of milk. You don't have to use whole milk. You can use low-fat milk, 1%, 2%, if you like that better than regular milk. As far as the heavy cream, if you don't want to use heavy cream, you can use half and half, but it's best with heavy cream. So, 2 cups of heavy cream, and just like so. Now, to that, you can get yourself instant vanilla pudding, chocolate pudding, butterscotch, lemon, strawberry, blueberry, cherry, whatever you feel, whatever you like. The standard is vanilla, and make sure it's instant. It's a little easier, so this way you can just refrigerate it 3.5, 4 hours, and your cream is ready to go. You're going to take 2 boxes of this to your milk and heavy cream. Now to this, you can add some lemon rind if you want to get a little of that citrus flavor out of it. You don't have to. You're going to mix this up. Make sure there's no lumps. And it's okay if you whip it a little longer. It'll actually speed up the process for the heavy cream. And once you're mixed, now all you really have to do is plastic wrap, put it in the refrigerator, 3 hours, 3.5 hours, 4 hours. You can go stay overnight, you can stay 2 days, but give it at least a good 3 hours before you use it. And that's your cream mixture. And that's ready to boil. The entire butter is melted. So I'm going to take 1 cup of flour, and I'm going to add that to the mix. With a whisk, a spoon, however you feel comfortable, you're basically just going to combine this together. It's okay if it's a little crumbly, because we're going to be adding some other stuff to this. Now, once it's all together, in another bowl, we're going to put that mixture right into the bowl like so. Now, to this mixture, okay, what you're going to do, if you want, you can put salt. Unless you use salted butter, I used unsalted. I'm just going to put just a slight pinch of salt. You don't have to. Optional to you. So, in this bowl, one at a time, you're going to add an egg. And every time you add the egg, you're just going to keep combining. It's going to look like it's not combining, but trust me, after you mix it for a few times, it'll start to combine. Don't try to use a whisk with this. It's a little harder to mix this properly with a whisk. And secondly, you don't want to overbeat this. So once you see the egg pretty much has mixed. We're going to repeat the process. You're going to need 4 eggs for this. So now we'll do the second egg. Same thing. And the reason why we do 1 egg at a time, when you take this mixture off the stove, the water is pretty much boiling. So if you do it all in one shot, you're going to end up having scrambled eggs. So again, now we go into the third egg. And if you want to double, this is going to make about, well, it depends on the size cream puffs you want. In our case today, the size I'm using probably make about 10, give or take. But you don't have to make them that big, you can make them smaller. And if you want to make more than 10 or 20, depending on the size, you could just double the recipe. So now I'm going to add the last egg. And you can use what I'm using, like here, a spatula, or you can use a wooden spoon. And again, I wouldn't use a whisk, only because you don't want to overbeat this, otherwise your cream puffs will become hard as a rock. You'll see it'll start combining. It'll actually start looking like what we did last week, gnocchi. But once you keep mixing and keep folding, all the eggs combine. Now while you got that going, and you're doing this, get your oven preheated to 425 degrees. It's only going to take about 20 minutes. So basically, once it doesn't move out of your bowl, I'm sorry, you're down here. Once it doesn't move out of your bowl, your mixture's done. Now, what you want to do, you want to take a baking sheet. I usually spray it with a little pan. It helps, so you don't have to worry about everything sticking. And I have an ice cream scooper. You don't have to use an ice cream scooper, you can use a spoon. I'm not going to completely fill it. And again, it depends on the size I want. And basically, you're going to make little balls just like that. And like I said, depends on the size is how many you actually get. This size, I believe I get 12 or 15, give or take. And then what you're going to do is basically just pop them in the oven. 20 minutes. Little pastry shells, basically, which I have here in a bowl. So, see, set, no liquid. That's your cream mixture. You can do this a lot of different ways. You can do this with a spoon, fill it. I'll show you how. I think the easiest way is just taking a Ziploc. Basically what you're going to do is we're going to take this cream mixture and we're going to put it into the Ziploc. I would do about half. Now, what you could do is you could pop a hole and fill it, or I just like to do it where I just cut it open a little bit halfway, and you're gonna see it's hollow inside. That's because the egg, when it was in the oven, actually was like yeast, and it opens up with the butter and the mixture. When you overmix this, you don't get that hollowness inside. So, what I do is I take my bag, and at the end, the tip, you're just gonna cut on the plastic bag, and you have your own little pastry mix. And basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna fill your cream puffs. And again, you could do it with a hole on the bottom, but I like to fill it like this because you get a little more cream in there. And the other thing you could do, which I do a lot, is if you have some chocolate at home, you could mix it with a little bit of milk, depending what kind of chocolate you have. Dark chocolate, regular milk chocolate, and you don't have to mix it with milk. You can mix it with a little bit of water or butter, but it's better with milk or butter. And right after you fill these, basically what you could do is dip them in chocolate and then put them in the refrigerator, and then you'll have chocolate covered cream puffs. So again, just cutting it open, nice and hollow, fill it up. It's almost like a little sandwich filled with cream. They're pretty quick to make. I forgot to open that one. They're absolutely delicious. They're light. They're not heavy. You can do this with a lot of different flavors. My mother growing up, she always used to make the lemon flavored, which in the summer is very refreshing. Just like so. Oop, I lost some. And spill. And last one. Some people like to do this with the spoon. I just use the bag because it's a lot quicker. I'm used to it. And that's it.